So here we have a slightly used 2025 BMW X5 M60i. xDrive, of course, giving it that all-wheel drive capability. Carbon black metallic is the paint. And then we have the Silverstone Sensafin leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 4.4-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine mated with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. That all goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. To the front end here, we do get our LED daytime running lights and our LED headlamps. And a nice front fascia here. Like the big, bold grille. Just big enough, I think, for this SUV, but it does look mean with how it's spec'd out. Now down here to the wheels, these are gonna be 22-inch M dual spoke black. So a nice alloy there, it looks really good. And then passive keyless entry on the front. Harman Kardon sound system, power door lock controls, memory seat functions, one-touch up and down windows, power folding side mirrors. And this has a carbon fiber package. I think it's like a $300 option, but really tasteful. That trim is throughout there. Headlamp controls. Hit this twice to open the hood. Storage tray. Power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And here's our power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar support. And then we have the power side bolsters as well. And we have power thigh support. But a big thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and AutoPro Nashville for allowing me to review this X5 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. Now, I will say I'm very impressed with the executive package, which includes these rear blinds. But I highly recommend getting that package if you don't want to pay as much as the sticker was for this originally. The executive package gets all the good stuff in my opinion. But USB-C port, like how it's covered up. And then we had the quad zone automatic climate controls. So the set for the back is here. 3-stage heated outboard seats, storage trays there. It goes back pretty far actually. Then there's a 12-volt and 2 USB-C ports down there. And there's a view of the front. There is the retractable sunshade. Bottle holders are here. Center console cubby space in the middle, and it's 26 cents in there as well. That's nice. But very quiet in here in the back. And I like just all that you get with this package, just how it's equipped. But it does have quite a lot. And I'll show you the window sticker here in a minute. Child locks right here, so lock, unlock there. There's the back end there, LED tail lamps. They don't dance like that. Again, that's my camera. There's the exhaust. So I really like the power lift gates in the new X5. So you can open and shut them. It's a 2-step process, but it's all power. There's your spare, and there's a strut in the middle there. So that's nice. 12-volt here. And you have a little hook there. Cargo shade here. But I mean, a decent amount of space behind the second row. But rear passenger side, fuel cap. You want to put premium in here, definitely with this 4.4 twin turbo V8. You want to fold the seats down, pull that there, and then it'll fold flat when the seats up front are up far enough. Top tethers on the back of the seat, and then lower latch anchors behind those covers there. And then to the front passenger seat. Same adjustability as the driver's side, which is nice, including that power thigh support and power seat bolsters. And then ambient lighting throughout as well. Love this trim with the carbon fiber. But here we have a window sticker so we can take a closer look at what all is included. You all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything if you so choose. But again, that executive package includes the gesture control, glass controls, the panoramic sky lounge, LED roof, and then those manual side shades, and then the soft closed doors. So again, for that money, I think it's worth it for all that you get there. But $97,675 was the sticker price here. And fuel economy is not terrible for the performance this thing has. And this one is 91,000 here at Auto Collection. With a 4.4 twin turbo V8. And I mean, this is in pristine condition. So there are the blinkers there. Side mirrors. And then the ones in the front. So that's about what they look like as it's coming through the camera. Really nice animation there. The leather wrap steering wheel is here. There's the horn sound. Over here to the radio, climate controls are in the screen, so you can do temperature here. You have to pull up the actual climate control menu to adjust the fan speed for either side. You can sync them if you want to though, which is always nice. And then you can choose your fan direction and whatnot here, set the auto mode up, etc. So it's just a really simple system once you get used to it. 3-stage heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel, and there's just a ton that you can fool with here just for the AC. Navigation systems there. You can search right here. I like that it shows you where you are, and then you can see all of the streets around you. Now for the audio, you get AM, FM, and XM radio, and then on top of that you get the podcast, Spotify if you have that set up, but Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is also standard here as well, which is nice. But I wanted to pull up all of the apps here just so you could see everything. So Alexa's here. You can fool with the interior lighting, exterior lighting, all of that. Just a ton that you can adjust. And in the system settings here, you can change your language, and then you went back too far. Your units of measurement right there. But a ton of stuff that you can configure. It becomes a bit overwhelming. That's why I like they kind of stow it away from the everyday stuff. With backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Front cameras there. You have the assist view, the parking view, the panorama view, then a few other settings you can do. So the 3D view, which is pretty cool, and then the car wash view when you're going through that is also pretty nice. Now down here, hazards, a few shortcuts for the radio, like you can seek there. You can go through your radio stations, you can see up top. Volume knob is here, click there to mute. And with this one having the gesture control as part of the executive package, check this out. Take my finger, and I can turn the volume up or down that way. But wireless charging pads here, USB-A port, 12 volt, then you can stow all of this. And then over here you have the knob and the buttons if you don't want to use a touch screen, so shortcuts for the map, the home, all of that. Traction control, parking sensors, your drive modes are here. So Eco Pro pulls that up. You can use the Eco Pro Individual, the Comfort, and then you have the Sport, which includes the Sport Individual, regular Sport, and then the Sport Plus. And then for the shifter, hit the brake, pull down for drive and sport. You can toggle between those. Tap up for neutral, pull all the way up for reverse. Press this P for park. Your electronic parking brake, you pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. And then you have your hill descent control as well as your automatic brake hold there. Center console cubby space. Has a USB-C port in there for charging. There's a view of the back seat from up here. And there is the roof again, with this one having the Sky Lounge roof. At night it's pretty neat. But one touch takes the roof back that far. Second touch takes it almost all the way behind the second row glass. And that control is there. Your lights are here. High beams are there. And then you have your automatic wipers on this side. So one time off, auto, low, high. You can adjust the auto sensitivity here. And when you're in the auto mode, that'll light up your rear wipers here. So off, on, and then you hit the fluid either way there and pull up for the front fluid. Paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel. Turn your cruise on, adjust the mode there. Set, resume, cancel, adjust the speed. And then if you zoom in, the heads-up display. So I can change what's being shown right in there. But phone button, voice recognition, volume, and push button starts here. Then we have our key fob with remote start. You can see, just hit that 3 times and that gets that going. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 X5 M60i out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this X5 M60i here, I mean, it's tough. It's a twin turbo V8. Even in this big SUV, it still pulls very nicely. Now you can always switch that up, put it into comfort mode and get it going that way. It still has pull, it just doesn't get that full aggressive effect from the exhaust, the engine sounds and all of that. But in the sport mode, you get a certain view, and I couldn't figure it out earlier, but here in the comfort mode, you're able to do a bit more in terms of just fooling with the content and all of that there. You can change the layout. So it's a pretty intuitive system overall in terms of what you can set up here. Just whatever you want to see. Now I will say activating this cruise control is kind of weird. You have to turn it on, I think, then change the mode and then set it and something. Then you got to hit this button again, but it's a pretty good system, I think. But you can change it. I guess based on how you set it. But again, I just find it a bit confusing. So I won't fool with that. I guess I should have done more research on it before I got behind the wheel. I just assumed this had the adaptive cruise control because I just drove a 228 and that cruise control made a lot more sense even though it was adaptive. But it could just have this this setting or something, I don't know. Something tells me it's probably something in this screen. But the ride, even though it's an M60i, it's more sport oriented, it's still pretty comfortable. A lot of that has to do with the seats and just riding on this platform. The X5s have always driven smoothly, but almost Jeep-like, if that makes sense. Just in how they turn, how they handle. Not in a bad way, but like in a sporty way. And that may or may not make sense, but that's just how I feel. But road noise is surprisingly pretty good, even with these bigger wheels on here. But we're gonna put it in a sport mode and give it a pull getting on the interstate here momentarily. It gets really aggressive when you put in a Sport Plus. And it really doesn't even want to ship. It just wants you to redline it. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That was so effortless for this thing. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, that is fantastic. And the sound you get is also just crazy. Just very, very tough. I'm gonna slow it down, see if I can give it another pull here. I mean, it's so quick. Now I want to give one more thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and AutoPro Nashville for allowing me to review this X5 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these pre-owned, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. But I mean, an overall aggressive BMW here, the ultimate driving machine, as you would expect from this company. I mean, the power is there, the comfort is there, the drivability is there, but it just feels amazing. Whether you want to drive this thing as, I don't know, like a mom car or whatever, you just want that space and you don't want it to be a van or something like that, or if you just want a sports vehicle and you want to have that extra space with an SUV instead of getting a 5 Series. I mean, this is better than what I was expecting it to be, and I had pretty high expectations for this. But I mean, the cackle of the exhaust was fantastic. So I checked while sitting at that red light there. I don't think that this is equipped with whatever package includes the adaptive cruise control, which is a bummer, I think, because for this price point, I would want to have full-on adaptive cruise with lane centering, and just have the regular cruise for almost $100,000 is kind of a letdown, but some people don't care about that. Me personally, I'd be heated. And I feel like some manufacturers just try so hard. I think GM, BMW, like they don't put this equipment in these vehicles that are standard in some of the competition. So Toyota basically has it in everything. Hyundai has it in most things. Ford has it in a lot of their lineup. I just think adaptive cruise control with lane centering should be the new standard, because if Toyota and Honda have it on pretty much everything, everybody should have it. And you know, if it's not hurting the manufacturers, I guess that's cool. But if it was me and I found that out, I would think twice before buying a vehicle from a company that's like, no, you don't need adaptive cruise with lane centering, even though a standard Toyota RAV4 has that. But it just makes driving so much easier, especially for longer road trips. It's great. Might be a reason the people that had this weren't concerned about it, because it has 8,800 miles on it, and they were probably just taking it to and from one side of town to the other. Maybe a road trip or two, but it's not for everybody, specifically for older people that don't like it or who aren't used to it. But my generation, like, I just feel like we expect that now. But other than that, I mean, this is an incredible vehicle. Absolutely incredible. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 BMW X5 M60i.